exposed to what was called Bantu education, which was an education that was strictly given to people of color in South Africa to make sure that they remained undereducated and could only be able to access menial jobs that was under the apartheid regime. So it had a certain foundation of people who had at least some sort of access to a little better education. So now comes the new age where with that, with the frustration of an economy that offers nothing, with a heart and yearning to reach out to the world, not only to be able to contribute in some way or in whatever way they can to the world, but also to be a part of it. There basically is this atmosphere of there's nothing to do. There's not a single theater in this country. Not a single place for young people or older people to go to entertain themselves on a Friday or a Saturday. Zero. I'm not saying there's one theater. I'm sure it's probably quite impossible to imagine a place with no resources for entertainment or anything that can allow a community to assemble itself and therefore, even more importantly, assemble itself around more positive things to do, to change challenges. So I think I'm more excited at the possibility of saying to you, I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn who we all are. I'm here to learn how perhaps something like this might also contribute to some of the things that you are doing, what ideas you might have, how can we reach out and how can we be reached out to. Another aspect of that is also, very dear to my heart is the fact that, let's not forget it's a country in Africa. Information about Africa, I've been here for over 15 years, and I have very, very seldom seen anything that resembles much of the truth that I know from having lived. I'm not talking about visits for 2 weeks, come back with a report for the media and tell you I'm an expert on something. I have lived the experience. And very little ever that I have ever seen has spoken about anything that has truly been said. Now I recognize that. That spoke speaking the whole truth of a situation. I'm sure there's a lot that I don't know, but most of what I know and what I mostly know has been exposed to most people has unfortunately miseducated them about many things. And the other way around. So I hope that this perhaps might give us some sort of bridge to fill in those areas that have not quite offered that enriching quality that is really the potential of a connection and dialogue and meaningful dialogue that could perhaps happen. I think it's a huge challenge, just given that it's a community with very little internet access, and we're speaking to all of you who are very much connected to a world which does need an internet access. And I think we want to just say that that's the real challenge. How do we do it?
But in all sincerity, we have two things going on here. One is, I think, having lived in Brazil and in primary cultures, I think maybe we have something more to learn from them in some ways than them and that we all share this common air, common ground, common pain, common life. And that maybe there's more to this than meets the eye. And my hope from this is that we can use this adopting the Sutu as a launching pad, a place to grow from, a place that could be a model for other people to know that they can make a difference. I'm a firm believer in the flapping of butterfly wings here, which is basically a butterfly can change, flapping its wings can change the direction of the storm, or actually create a storm. And maybe someday one of us will stand up. Because I believe in the power of one person is more than the power of another. And I think that where we are today here at Podcamp, which is really just a social revolution, we're trying to take back the future. And what I'd like to do now is kind of, since we are guests of Guru and of Philip, he has his people who have been able to get online. And what we'd like to do is give the mic back to him, and then come back and see, we'll show you some pictures of the Sutu, and also little chanteurs and so on. So, and